Meena by name, Meena by nature. JoeWarrens, who plays Jacob in Emmerdale, joins me now. Good morning to you. Now, how is Jacob coping?
Not very well, to be honest. It's the first death that he's had very close to the family. You know, he's never lost anybody that close to him before, so he's struggling quite a lot. But you know, he's got a good family with David and Layla, and they're looking out for him and trying to keep him sane.
And as an actor, you're a young lad yourself. I mean, how do you access those emotions then?
It's pretty tough, to be honest. You know, you've got to kind of channel that emotion and try and take yourself to that dark place, you know, just to try and portray it with as much authenticity as possible. And I don't know, I think you've just got to make sure you're on the ball with your lines. That's probably one of the main things. And just kind of, I don't know, watching movies and kind of researching and subconsciously, every movie that you watch, you are learning how to kind of portray those emotions. And it can be tough at times. You kind of leave set after a day full of filming, and then you're kind of drained and a little bit upset, to be honest, because it really takes a toll.
That's really interesting. So you just feel like, because you're having, I mean, you're crying a lot at the moment, aren't you? And yeah. and I mean, you're trying to obviously dig deep to do that. So just explain, as you just say there, that at the end of a day, how do you get over those feelings?
It's a good question, to be honest. I don't really know. I think once you've finished and once you've wrapped for the day, I think you just take a minute to breathe and like realize that it's just work. Well, I mean, like it's hard to explain, but I think just making sure you get home, relax, listen to a bit of music, you know, that's kind of my therapy, really. So on the drive home from work, just stick some tunes on, and then that's how I kind of get out of that mind state, really.
It just shows how committed you are, in a way, to the character, that you actually have to have an unwinding process after acting, you know, the character all day. And tonight we see Liam, don't we, planning his daughter's funeral, and he's not really that happy about your involvement. Let's take a quick look.
I suppose he's the reason for this rubbish as well.
He just wanted to try and help.
Help what? Exactly. Turn my daughter's funeral into some sort of tacky spectacle. It's like that stupid vigil. It's just pointless, self-indulgent. I mean, this is so terrible, I don't even know where to begin.
Should we just take a minute?
Wearing light blue? What's that got to do with anything?
It was a favourite colour.
Collage boards, music I've never even heard of.
It's what kids do these days.
I am not having Leanna's funeral used as some sort of social media event. Is that clear?
I wasn't trying to interfere.
And yet here you are again. It's bad enough that you're involved in Leanna's life.
Liam, do you mind?
It's all right, Mum, I get it.
It's intense, isn't it? JoeWarrens, tell me, what's more exhausting at the end of the day? Was it doing Dancing on Ice, or is it a day of weeping in the Dales?
Well, they're both very different. Dancing on Ice was... I mean, both Emmerdale and Dancing on Ice are both physically and mentally exhausting. I mean, skating around on a rink for a couple of minutes is harder than you think, but also crying in every scene, or, you know, shouting in every scene is pretty tough as well. So, I mean, they're both completely different, but I'd say they're both as hard as each other, really.
Yeah. Well, you're a young lad, you can cope with it, can't you? Amina gets herself into a bit of trouble tonight, doesn't she? Giving the game away, possibly.
Yeah, well, I think on Thursday night's episode, that is the funeral scenes. And as you can see, she's fiddling with the ring that Jacob gave to Leanna. And every time Meena murders somebody, yeah, as you can see, it fell right to Liam's shoe. And Meena keeps a possession from everybody that she's killed. So that ring is her kind of like trophy, really. And yeah, so she could give the game away there.
And tell me a little bit about your background, because do you have actors in your family? How did you... Because you auditioned for Emmerdale, I think, when you were just 7.
Yeah, that's right. So 11 years now, which is crazy to think. Wow, I've not seen that scene in so long. That was the first one that I ever filmed. And yeah, I was 8 at the time. And my dad was the one who both my mum and my dad sent me to a Screen Theatre School in Blackpool, just as a way to kind of improve my confidence. And because being an actor was never something that I aspired to do. And it was my dad who actually used to be on Emmerdale as an extra, and he did parts on Coronation Street as well. So, and he never kind of got that role that I've been so lucky to get. So I think he just kind of channeled all his energy into me. And, you know, he just wants the best for me. My parents are so supportive, and my whole family is.
Well, they must be so proud. And what ambitions do you have? I mean, obviously Emmerdale's amazing for you at the moment, but you're so young, so talented. You know, where do you see yourself, say, in 5 or 10 years? What do you really fancy?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think I need to go back to acting classes for sure, because I've always got some improving to do. There's kind of a level that I want to get to, and I'm not quite there yet. So more acting classes.
Are you practicing your lightsaber technique? I can see a little hint over your. Is that why you've got it on your wall? Like, that's where I want to be.
Well, I mean, I've always said Star Wars is kind of like the dream role. You know, I've grown up watching those movies, and they kind of sum me up perfectly, really. I mean, it's a high target.
Well, you should dream big. You've got the talent. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Good luck with the plot. It's an intense one. Thank you so much.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.